Hello and welcome back to another ranking video. And this one, I've done I think it was top 5 favorite movies of all time. However, this time I have my top 3 least favorite films of all time. And this one, there's gonna be some here that I think, most people who watch this, which will probably be like 2 people, will not agree with. But this is just my opinion, so it doesn't really matter, does it? So let's just start things off with number 3. I'll be honest with you, this one kind of hurts me a bit because I'm such a big MonsterVerse fan. But number 3, it has to go to the 2014 Godzilla movie. This thing is just so freaking bad. I know a lot of people like this movie, but I just can't. I can't. Because when I was like 8, yeah, it was cool. But I didn't realize how little screen time Godzilla had in this film. He only has like 2 scenes: the final battle and the boat, the bridge scene. That's literally it. You call the movie Godzilla and it focused more on the damn humans and the Mutos than Godzilla. The Mutos I can understand, right? But the humans, who gives a shit? Like, the characters were just so bad. And oh my god, I don't know why they did that. The movie is also pretty much just a black screen. People crap on DC for it. Yes, I'm a Marvel fan, but people crap on DC for it, for making like really dark black movies. But this is like, this they literally just took a black screen and just screen recorded it for like 2 hours. So shit. I mean, I'm not, obviously there are some good things about this movie. Like, well, 2 things. One is the CGI. The CGI for 2014, it is pretty good. I'll be honest with you. It has pretty good CGI. It's just wasted because the movie is so dark. And the second thing is this. So yeah, Godzilla 2014. An okay start to the Monsterverse, but a really crappy movie. Now, this one is just, oh my god. This is a movie that I did not care about when I went to go watch it. And this is The Mummy from 2017. Now, you might ask yourself why I went to go watch this. So obviously, I don't watch movies like this. I like action movies, I like horror movies, I like comedies. This is like none of them. This is just such a bland, boring, flavorless piece of garbage. My family was gonna go watch this, and obviously, I was dragged along. And my god, this movie is so bad. It's actually unbelievable. This movie, like, okay, the human character, I just couldn't rewatch it. I couldn't rewatch it. The human characters, I know I'm saying human characters, they're all human, idiot. They are all terrible. They're horribly written. The just everything is just like brown. I said about Godzilla, the movie is like black. It's just a black screen. Yeah, everything's pretty much just brown. So, yeah, I honestly don't even want to talk about this movie just because everything is terrible. And I know that this isn't just me, because even people who are fans of the old Mummy have said that this film is just an insult to it. I haven't watched any of the previous movies, mainly because I was just so turned off by this one. I just can't watch anything with the name, with the words The Mummy in it. So yeah, the whole thing was just so bad. It was like the worst cinema experience I'd ever had in my life, and I would rather die than rewatch this film. But before we get to number 1, let's have an honorable mention, shall we? So, in, well, I guess it would be 4th place, we have The Incredible Hulk from 2008. This film is terrible. It is the biggest waste of time I had ever seen until I saw number 1. of course. But this movie, again, bland and boring. However, there is one thing about this film that definitely took it out of the top three, and that's why it's an honorable mention. The reason why this is out of the top three is the fact that this is the best Hulk has ever been. Because for those of you who watch my She-Hulk review, you know that even though I was a fan of the show, it just it completely ruined the original Hulk. And I mean, it's not exactly She-Hulk's fault because of course this came up in Endgame, but Hulk now is just Shrek. He's just so goofy, and the proper Hulk is gone. And we won't get a proper one until Scar, grows up and stuff. However, the Incredible Hulk actually had a ferocious Hulk, a terrifying Hulk. And that is the version that I really like. However, the movie is it's just terrible. Like, Edward Norton, as far as I can remember, he did an okay job, but the love interest, I don't even know her name, and I couldn't be asked to know her name because she only has one word of dialogue throughout the movie. She just keeps repeating Bruce's name. Literally everything. Bruce? 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 Like she doesn't have any other words in her vocabulary. She's so goddamn stupid, man. But this movie is also starting to become a little bit more important in the MCU right now because, of course, Emil Blonsky, who, of course, showed up in She-Hulk, is now kind of just chilling at the Sanctum. Kamar-Taj. No, he's chilling at Kamar-Taj, that's right. So, yeah, he's kind of just chilling there, and he's going to come back eventually, of course. And the leader, who I don't even remember who he is, which really says something about this movie. The leader is going to be the main villain of Captain America 4. So yeah, I'm unfortunately gonna have to rewatch The Incredible Hulk, but I honestly did more praising than hating for this film in this video. But yeah, I would never rewatch this unless I have to, which I sadly have to. So with that out of the way, let's get to number one, the biggest waste of my time ever for a franchise that I actually really love. Number one goes to Child's Play 3. My God, what were they thinking? Don Mancini, what is wrong with you? And I know, I mean, even Don, when he was in an interview recently, even he said that Child's Play 3 is his least favorite of the franchise. My God, this is just so bad. This movie, it does nothing new. Child's Play 1, of course, introduced us to Chucky and everything like that, introduced us to all the characters. Child's Play 2 picks up 2 years after that. So of course, we have a bit of room here, to play with the plot and stuff. So there are new aspects introduced in Child's Play 2 at least. Child's Play 3, it just does the same thing as the original 2. And the only thing that changes is they put it in a military school, which, if you wanted to make it more exciting, you've just made it so boring. All these movies that I listed in this video are just so bland and boring and flavorless. There's nothing to like, except for The Incredible Hulk, of course. But, my God, Child's Play 3 is the movie that if someone was holding a gun to my head, right, and said, you either take this bullet or you watch Child's Play 3, I will take the gun and pull the trigger myself because, this thing is just so bad. This entire film is garbage. Chucky looks like crap. He is, oh God, this is like the worst Chucky that we've ever had. Because Child's Play 1 and 2, we had like a horror comedy Chucky, right? Then in Bride, we had a full-on comedy. And then in Curse and Cult, I guess you could say, we did kind of have a horror Chucky. Child's Play 3 does not know how to balance comedy and horror with Chucky. My god. This is just, the puns are god awful, and he just doesn't have that. Well, it wouldn't really be charm, but he just doesn't have that kind of charisma that we love Chucky to have. Tyler is also probably one of the shittest characters in the franchise. He's so goddamn annoying, and I wanted Chucky to just stick his hand into his eyeballs and just pull Tyler's eyeballs out and stomp on them. Because, my god, this kid is so freaking annoying. And then we have probably one of the worst things about it. And that is they decided to age up Andy Barclay to 16. And they couldn't even get a good actor. Like, the dude just, he has like no emotion to him. He did such a bad job. The film is terribly written, the acting is horrible, and the setting is probably the worst thing. Because this is like the third movie in the franchise, right? Usually with a trilogy, for the third film, you want to go all out, you want to have something cool. But with Child's Play 3, you just have the exact same thing. Chucky, of course, wants to transfer his soul into a human body. Just because you do it on a different person, Chuck, does not make it exciting. And of course, in the military school, you just have all these stereotypical characters, like the bully, the Shelton dude, Colonel Cockface, and then obviously the Whitehurst or whatever his name was, the stupid bullied kid, who thankfully gets blown up. And then, of course, probably like, oh my god, probably the worst death in the franchise. And that was the heart attack. Thank God Colonel Cockface got a shit death, because he was a shit character. And oh god, I just can't with this film. And I know that I'm probably just rambling and rambling on, but it's pure anger that is fueling this right now, because I love the Child's Play franchise. It's my favorite horror franchise. And Child's Play 1 was good, Child's Play 2 was good, Bride, which kind of Child's Play 4, was okay, Seed was manageable, Curse was fantastic, and Cult was great. And then you have Child's Play 3, which is just the movie that I want to skip all the time. I think I'm honestly just going to stop there, because otherwise I'm going to keep on saying the same things over and over and over, and it'll just be endless complaining, because that's all I have about this movie. I would rather kill myself than watch this. So there it is. Those were my top 3 least favorite films of all time. And oh my god, that was just, it felt so good just to get all of that anger out, because I really wanted to get my honest opinions on these movies just out onto the internet, just so that at least anyone who watches this will know how I feel. Because my god, especially with Godzilla 2014, I know a lot of people do like that movie, but again, these were just my personal opinions. So anyone who did see this, please comment, what is at least your least favorite film of all time? So anyway, thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and goodbye.